Welcome to the Money Mindful podcast, where money mindset and life coach Meaghan Jean Smith, hey, that's me, teaches you how to transform your relationship to money and achieve your life goals so you can live a glorious, magnificent, delicious, awesome life and love being you. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Money Mindful podcast. I'm your host, Meaghan Jean Smith, and today we're going to get uncapped. We're going to uncap your vibrant and delicious life, and it's going to start here today. I'm going to tell you all about it. So I am running a live 4-week coaching series or workshops, if you will. It's called Uncapped, and I want to officially invite you. Okay. An explosion of money and life goal creating goodness is about to go down. And I want you to come into my world and be a part of it. So before we even get into the show, I'm going to give you an official invitation and tell you all about it because, man, oh man, I've been planning this for quite a few weeks now, and I've just been jumping out of my skin and wanting to share it with you hard. But I haven't had all the details and everything sorted or a page where you can register. And so now I'm finally able to tell you about it so you can come and get your face coached off by me for free for 4 weeks. Yes. Okay. So let me give you the details. All right. So it's called Uncapped, and that's because we're going to uncap your potential. We're going to uncap the money that you can make. We're going to uncap your beliefs. We're going to uncap your goals. We're going to uncap the life that you can live. We're going to uncap your vibrancy. We're going to uncap your joy factor, right? We're getting uncapped so that you can live your vibrant life that you love. All right. So here's your official invitation. It's 4 weeks of free money and life coaching with me. We're going to be doing it live on Zoom. What's in it for you? Well, you will get to define your I'm living my most vibrant life, money and life goals. I'm going to take you through how to do that. You will outline what action you need to take to achieve these goals. You will workshop your goals with me live, and you will get to uncover your personal challenges and obstacles that stop you achieving your goals and powerfully overcome them with solutions and strategies that are unique to you. Okay. So you're also going to have the opportunity to be personally coached live online by me for free. Yes. Right. So this is so good. This is why I just cannot wait to do this with you. All right. So what are the details? It's going to be live on Zoom over 4 weeks. We start on Thursday, the 27th at 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So for all of you who are in the Northern Hemisphere, in the States and in Canada, that's going to be Wednesday evenings for you. I think it's around 8 p.m. Eastern Time, maybe, but don't quote me on that. You'll need to look that up. Each session is going to be 1 hour long. The cost is free, but I'm telling you, it's priceless. And if you can't make it, there will be a replay that's available. So particularly for those of you who are in Europe, and I'm sorry that I know the timing's not good for you guys, sign up anyway, register anyway, because you will get so much out of it just from being able to, one, do the workshop aspect. So the start of each segment will be a little bit of workshopping, masterclassing from me. I'll take you through how to do some things, but then I'm going to allow heaps of time to directly coach you. So you will be able to raise your hand and I will coach you just like I coach my one-on-one clients. And that's where the real juice of this workshop's going to be. I want you to be there, especially if you are one of those people who have been in my world for a while and you have reached out to me and inquired about working with me, and for whatever reason you haven't been able to make it happen. This is especially for you. I want you there. I want to support you to be able to create your money and life goals. So register now. You go to meaghanjsmith.au/uncapped. So that's my website address, meaghanjsmith.au/uncapped. And I will make sure the link is in the show notes of wherever you're listening to this podcast. There is a link in my social media. If you are hanging out with me on Instagram, you can go onto my bio. There'll be a link there. And if all else fails, just send me an email or a message anywhere where you hang out with me in social media or online, and I will respond and personally send you the link to join me, because this has the potential to dramatically change your life, right? To get 4 weeks coaching on uncapping your potential to reach your money and life goals. Woo, I got chills. Like I can't wait for this. I cannot wait. Okay. So I want to make this episode in relation to, uncapping your vibrant and delicious life and what that looks like. So I'm going to focus on 2 of the main problems that I see that get in the way of you achieving your money and life goals and what to do about that. So the 2 main problems that I see that get in the way is that you don't know what you want when it comes to your money and life goals. And 2 is you don't ask for it, right? You don't actually declare what you want or ask for it in terms of ask yourself to create it or ask the universe, right? Or actually take action towards creating it, right? So let me take you through this a little bit and talk to you about how you can remedy this. And this is also something that I will definitely be addressing in Uncapped. So pay attention, and you can even get a head start with listening to what I'm saying here. So what gets in the way of you knowing what you want? Well, the first is not taking the time to ask yourself, right? Like simply spending time with yourself and your own thoughts and your own desires. What life do you want? What do you want in this life, right? What delights you? What would you absolutely love to be able to do, right? Like if you work in corporate right now and you've always had this idea, this dream that you'd love to start a business, give that some airtime. I mean, you might not have one clue, right? One iota of a clue how to create a business or how you would even create money from a business and make the money that you want to be able to survive, right? And meet your essentials, and not just even survive, but thrive, right? That could be a complete mystery to you. However, don't let that be an obstacle to you creating a business if that's something that you've always wanted to do. I can't tell you how many consults I've had where people work in corporate or work, in education or some other area where they're employed by someone, and they come to me and they say, I'd really love to start a business. And yet they don't take any action towards doing it simply because they just can't see how they would do that. They don't know how they would do that. And so then they just put a stop sign like, oh, that's not available to me. And I want to offer to you that you're never going to know how to do it, when you first start, right? I certainly didn't know how to start a business. Are you serious? I had no idea. And even when I did start, I still had no idea. And often now still I have no idea, right? That's why I get as much support as I possibly can. But the point that I'm trying to make here before I go down a rabbit hole is it's the actual just acknowledging that that's what you want, right? So we'll stick with this same example. Let's just say you're in corporate and you've got this fantasy that you'd like to start a business. You don't need to know how to do it yet. The only thing you need to do is actually just acknowledge that that is what you actually want, right? There is so much power in just acknowledging to yourself, like, oh, this is actually what I really want with my life, right? Or acknowledging to yourself, you know what, I actually don't really want to be a teacher or a doctor anymore. I want to be a consultant, or I want to learn how to do massage and be a massage therapist and do that as a business, right? But so many of you don't even acknowledge that that's actually what you really want, right? You just think that you can't do it or you don't know how to do it. And so you just shut that whole idea down. And so I'm just going to put it right to you that, yeah, of course, if you shut that idea down, you will never create that in your life. You won't get that. And can you see how this is a huge problem in you achieving your money and life goals, right? So acknowledge your desire for what you want. Write it down, okay? You don't have to tell everybody in your life just yet because, you know, often we don't feel like we want to share what our true desires are because we can feel embarrassed or a bit like, oh, you know, but I could never do that sort of thing. But at least acknowledge it to yourself, right? Write it down. And if you're not sure exactly what it is that you want, slow down for long enough to check in with yourself, right? Like, why are you living the life that you have now? Is it still what you want? Right? Just because when you were 20, you went and studied medicine or you went and studied to be a teacher or you did whatever you wanted to do back then doesn't mean you still have to love that now and want to continue to do that now. Right? The days of our grandparents where you stuck with the one job for 30 years, that's over, right? You can change. You can pivot in life. So a great way to just check in is just ask you, like, if I was to choose again today, would I choose this life, right? Would I choose to run my own business? Would I choose to be a life coach? Heck yes, I would. I'm absolutely living the life I want to live right now. But maybe in 10 years' time, maybe in 5 years' time, maybe in 3 years' time, that won't be the path for me anymore. I don't know, right? It's just check in with yourself, okay? So the other thing that gets in the way of you knowing what you want is blindly following others without question, right? Doing what other people in your industry do just because that's what everybody else is doing. That's not how you get what you want. That's how you get the life that somebody else wants, right? And, you know, it's a common thing. A lot of people do this. We just follow the status quo. We go along with our community, our environment, like when we left school, what all our peers did or what they were studying. And then we get to a point when we realize, hang on, I don't even know if I want to do this, right? I'm not sure that this is what I want. So get clear on what it is that you want, and you will notice a huge shift in your ability, your capability to create your money and life goals when you actually are clear on what you want. And when I say clear on what you want, you don't have to know every bloody detail, right? I mean, I didn't know that my life would end up exactly like this when I had the idea that I wanted to start a podcast or create a business, right? Lots of things have unfolded as time has opened, that, you know, new opportunities have opened up to me that I didn't know were available when I first started on this journey. So you don't need to know every aspect, but you at least need to know the next step. Like, where are you headed? Okay, what is it that you want? And then what's another solution when it comes to this is then actually decide. Decide, right? Write it down and imagine your life without the current restrictions that you have on your life. Imagine your life doing these things that you want, that you desire, right? Start giving that space in your consciousness. All right. It's like putting an X on a treasure map, or, you know, you're drawing up a target, like, this is what I want. We don't know exactly how you're going to get to that target, but now you know what that target is. That's your beautiful money and life goals, right? And then the second thing is to ask for it, right? To put it out in the world. Start taking action towards it. And when I say start taking action towards it, that's what I also mean about asking for it, right? You won't get a job that you don't apply for. That's asking for it, asking for what you want, right? You won't have savings if you don't ask for it. Like, if you don't open a bank account and actually start putting money in it, right? You won't become a property investor if you don't ask for it, if you don't put it out there, if you don't look for, you know, books to read to educate yourself on, or a course to do, or get a mentor who's done that before, right? Ask for what you want, right? Because then that will start opening up the awareness around, well, what actions will you need to take to create these goals, right? What will you need to learn, right, to create your money and life goals, whatever that is, right? It's so unique to you, but you need to ask yourself these questions, right? Because when you decide what it is that you want and then you actually ask for it, things start to happen. Opportunities open up. Right? You go out to dinner with some friends and they have a friend there who happens to do exactly what it is that you want to do. Maybe they're a property investor and they're like, oh my gosh, yes, let me tell you all about it. Oh, you should get this book, right? Or you meet somebody who runs their own online business, and you get the opportunity to say, oh my gosh, yes, I want to run an online business. That's exactly what I want to do. And this person tells you, oh, well, you know, I tell you what, the first thing you got to do if you want to run an online business is X, Y, Z. You know, suddenly just opportunities start to present themselves to you when you put it out there in the world. When you first decide for yourself what it is that you want and actually declare it, right? This is before it even goes out into the universe or anybody else knows about it. And then you ask for it. Then you really put it out there in the world in terms of showing up and taking action to make it happen, right? So if you are not creating the money and life that you want in your life, ask yourself, do you know what you actually want? Right? Is that something that you've already worked out? And then 2, if you do know what you want, are you asking for it? Are you putting action out into the world? Are you taking action? Are you showing up to create that money and life goal that you want? All right. And then just what's the answer to those questions? Because if you're not asking for it, if you're not showing up, then you know now what to do. Or if you don't know what it is that you want, That's step one, right? That's where you're at. So this isn't about judging yourself. It's just like, oh, right. Yeah, of course. Of course I'm not creating the money and life I want. I don't even know what it is that I want. What is the life that I want? Right? What is my relationship with money that I want? Do I want to, earn money in this job that I'm doing now? Do I want to earn money in a business? Do I want to be not the sole provider and be okay to be the one who's supported by someone else because that's a relationship with money that I've decided that I'm okay to have, right? Like there's no right or wrong here, but do you know what you want? And if you don't, then I suggest that you come to Uncapped, which starts on Thursday the 27th. And even if you do know what you want, if you want support in creating it, if you want to know how to show up for it, how to ask for it, how to take action towards your goals, how to overcome any obstacles that are in the way, come to Uncapped. If you didn't hear at the start, I said that I am running a 4-week, I'm running 4 weeks of free money and life coaching. It's going to be every Thursday starting on the 27th. You are invited. You can get all the details by going to meaghanjsmith.au/uncapped. The link to register for this free 4 weeks of coaching will be in the show notes of wherever you are listening to this podcast. It will also be on my website in the show notes, and it will be in my social media, wherever it is that you hang out with me, hopefully on Instagram, because that's basically where I am on social media. And this is the perfect event that is going to rocket you towards the money and life you want, your vibrant and delicious life. So make sure you go and register for that today, because I just want you to be there. I want you to experience the power of putting your own intention towards actually creating what you want, and also having support from somebody else that's outside of your own perspective to really hone in on any of the challenges or obstacles that you might be experiencing, especially mindset stuff, and support you to overcome that and shift that. And then also help you with any strategy in the real world, like with actual things that you need to take, if that's in my domain of knowledge, in my sphere. Obviously, if you're trying to be a rocket scientist, I'm not probably going to be able to help you with a lot of actual tangible steps to do that, but I can for sure help you with the mindset. All right, so go and register for Uncapped now. meaghanjsmith.au/uncapped. Until I get in your ears next week, have an amazing week. Bye-bye. Ready to get uncapped with your money and life goals so you can live a vibrant life you love? You're in the right place. Get uncapped. This is 4 weeks of coaching with me to reach uncapped potential in your money and life goals. Register now by going to meaghanjsmith.au/uncapped.